Sisters, welcome to our program On Target. And as usual, as soon as we start this program, we encourage you to pick up your telephone and give us a call. We never have a subject matter. We speak about anything: politics, religion, socioeconomic issues, any topical issue, any issue trending. The number to call is 442-0175. We are on 91.9. We are on YouTube and RealFM, and also on my Facebook page On Target. Today is the second day in the life of the Christian religious people. It's Ash Wednesday, a very important day for practicing Catholics. It's a day you should fast, or you must fast, or you should fast if you are between the age of 18 and 59. Unless you have some medical condition or you're sick. From the age of 14, you should be staying away from meat, alcohol, and other issues. And people are encouraged to fast, to do penance, and to give alms. So for a period, how long? For a period of 40 days. You don't include Sundays in it. And it's really this solemn religious observance to commemorate the 40 days that Jesus Christ spent fasting in the desert and enduring temptation from Satan. And according to the Gospel of Matthew, Mark, and Luke. It is also a preparation for the Lord's resurrection on Easter. It's an important period in Catholic, Anglicans, Lutherans, and some other religious beliefs. It's a dry time in your life. You would see that reflected in the church. They would change the flowers in the church. And they would put stone, coconut broom, cactus, dry wood, would replace the flowers that you normally see in the church. It's also a dry time in our life. This during Lent, and you concentrate on yourself, to examine yourself, and to see, make amends, be a little bit more cognizant of your religious belief, act better with people. And the emphasis is on you, change you. And the discipline of Lent is very good. It's very good to culture your children. As I said yesterday, denying yourself, even for other general reasons, it's a very good thing. So this is the period of Lent. And Grenada is generally a Christian society. It doesn't mean you're going to heaven or you're going to hell. But we follow the teachings of Jesus Christ. And that is what makes us Christians. To encourage you to look after your neighbor. Look after your brothers and sisters. And your brothers and sisters, there will be anybody you come in contact with. And there is no need to have enemy or wish people bad. We are not perfect people, and we're going to make mistakes, and we're going to fly off the handle, and we would say things that perhaps we ought not to say. But it's a good time to examine yourself. We call it a dry time in the church. I always say to people to culture your children. When thing is good, adopt it. Sometimes we adopt all the things we adopt easily, things that is not so good, based upon our exposure to cultural patterns. But here you can adopt these things. Even though you are evangelicals or Adventists, you could examine the goodness in it, what is good about it. It's good to have children deny themselves, to teach them to themselves. Give up ice cream. Give up cake. But don't go around with some sad, miserable face because you're fasting. I think the Bible says, oil your face, make it look good. Fasting is not, it doesn't give the people the impression that you're suffering or you want them to feel sorry for you. So you don't need that. It's a good time to examine our lives, families in particular. The man, the woman, the children in the house. To spend some time in prayer. It's a good time to wake up the children and ask them to read the Bible for you. Some of them could read just by that act. And if they cannot read good, it's a good time to teach them to read. Spend some quality time for yourself. And women, if you have a man, that's called bad man. Some women always say the man is a bad man. It's a good time perhaps for him to meet you on your knees praying, or encourage him to spend that half an hour with you in prayer. I'm absolutely certain if your man come in and he see you praying, he may disturb you once or twice, but after he see you doing it for a number of days, he's going to come quiet and sit down. And later on, he might join you in prayer. So it's a good time to do that. We as a country, we need that. We need sometime to pull back a little and examine ourselves. A lot has been going on in Grenada. Grenada never have a dull moment. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hi, Mr. Pierre, how are you?
Great, man.
Good morning.
Yeah.
I'm somewhat concerned about the media in this country. I really think that the media should really be something for the public, to have the public interest, to give information towards the public what the public should know. But it seems like none of the medias, not either one of them, is giving any update to the nation of anything. Like the media is not getting any news, or the journalist is not working. I want to know exactly what is going on. I don't know if you could give some light on that. Please, if you could, do it. Thank you.
I think technology has eroded the prestige that a lot of media personnel have. It's very easy for you to get on the radio now and provide information through WhatsApp. When an accident takes place, an individual snap a picture. Before he try to rescue anybody, he put it on Facebook and you have 1,000 comments. So sometimes people don't take that long to read the comments. Against our journalists in Grenada have always been tied to the politics. Well, you have a number of reasons for that. Journalism have to leave and they have to get paid. And sometimes they work with the media house and they cannot go against the whole political and ideological perspective of the media house. So prior in Gary days, the powerful media was Alistair Hughes and Leslie Pierre and the others. And they was generally anti-Gary. So all negatives about Gary they would have printed. Then during the revolution, the revolution shut down, they locked up Tillman Thomas and Lloyd Noel and them that wanted to come out with a paper. So they shut down the media tight. And they had a Radio Free Grenada that was anything but free. And you could have only get information that was supportive of the revolution. So a lot of the excesses of the revolution, you would have never heard. People would never react to the excesses of the revolution. That was one of the challenges that we had. So the media in Grenada now, you have some individuals in the media perhaps that have commanded some respect over a period of time, but again, they kind of associated with the political parties. So most of the writings is about politics. You wouldn't hear them saying anything about sports. While Grenada had 6% in the Olympics, the last Olympics, we had 6% participating. The media was preoccupied with carnival, going around to get individuals to play jab. There wasn't reporting about Grenada had 6 Olympians, which is a big achievement for a small country like ours. So that's one of the challenges we have. And you don't have any independent body back in the media here. So most of the media personnel or the big name in Grenada media is tied to the political parties. So I think to cipher out information, you have to be listening to more than one individual. You have to be listening to more than one individual, more than one radio station. I think RealFM has been, the personalities on RealFM has been trying very well. And that's the radio station perhaps you could listen to with some measure of comfort. But it's always good to listen to different views. So you have to listen to those who support the government. You have to listen to those who are against it. To a certain extent, it's difficult. Malcolm X said once again that the media could make an innocent man guilty and a guilty man innocent. At that time, the media in Malcolm X's time was much more controlled. Again, the ordinary man on the ground, they have very little say in what information that come out. The ordinary man on the ground, the marginalized people, the elderly people in homes, and if you are not well educated, you don't have much say in the information you get. And that is why it's so important for radio personalities to reflect different interests in people. For instance, in Grenada today, one of the big issues that some people have is the government attitude towards the elderly, the physically challenged, the marginalized, and the disadvantaged children. And if we don't speak about it, you wouldn't hear it. For instance, some of our media personnel in the diaspora, they would not speak about that. They would not speak about the negative consequences that this government came in and contribute to these people in the lower income group. I have been challenging the Minister of Agriculture and the Grenada Trade Union Council to investigate NIS. NIS is, I would say, in my opinion, committing a crime in this country against people in the informal sector and low income group. The NIS has made it so difficult for them to function, even for them to get paid for a sick leave. Some of them are getting a sick leave and they cannot get money for it. Because NIS say that they don't submit their names. I mean, this is so insulting. It's so difficult. And the Grenada Trade Union Council have 2 persons on the NIS. I've called on the Minister of Agriculture, the this honorable senator in social affairs. All these people could intervene, but they are not seeking the interests of the lower income group. It's a serious change in attitude and mentality of our country. The level of insensitivity that we see coming from the government and some prestigious institution or institution that believe they're prestigious towards the low income group is terrible, because you expect these people to help people in the lower income group. They're practically chastising them. Some of the disparaging language used to describe them is almost insulting. They're blaming them. Even some of the callers, they're blaming them. Why you squander your money? Why you didn't do better? Why you didn't have a better education? And it's hard to say, but I think NIS is behaving the same way as people involved in pre-deal larceny. And that's why I call on the Minister of Agriculture. He ought to be concerned. He should be concerned. A lot of people a lot of workers in the field of agriculture is affected. The trade union don't represent these workers. Even some workers on contract, workers in the informal sector, fishermen, workers who somebody have 3-4 workers on a part-time basis. NIS put the responsibility on the worker to submit their health papers. I don't know how simpler to put it, but maybe if I say, in yesteryear, a worker would go to doctor, they would submit, bring their paper back to the employer. The employer signs the paper, and the worker take it to NIS office. The worker goes to doctor gives the worker 3 weeks sick leave or 8 days sick leave. The worker bring it to the employer sign it. And he says, he put a date. Yes, this worker would not get paid. They take the form and bring it back to NIS office. That was it. NIS would either collect the money in the NIS office, or NIS would send the money to the account. From COVID-19 to now, NIS changed that method about 4 times. Now as it is, everything is done through technology, through the computer. But the worker is responsible for submitting that information now to NIS. Some of the workers don't have a phone, they don't have a clue, they don't understand the process. There was no information educating them. And as a result, in some instances, you have a deadline. So NIS say the deadline passed, you cannot get money. I do believe that NIS is profiting from these individuals not able to collect their sick leave pay. So there's a lot of wrangling between the worker and the employer. There's a lot of wrangling, mistrust, misgiving between the worker and the employer. Some employers don't even understand the process. So they pay NIS every month, but that's it. I have called on the Minister of Agriculture several weeks ago, and the Trade Union Council, because the Trade Union Council have 2 representatives in NIS. You see, this is against the background that the NIS increase the amount of money you have to pay NIS, but they also expand the age of retirement. They're practically hoping you die before you get 1 cent. And, sometimes it's difficult for you to understand. We have so much intellectuals involved in managing these organizations. They have their master's degree, they have a doctorate, they have the PhD. And these people seems to be more or less taking advantage on people in the lower income group. And that's one of the challenges we had in Grenada. This is why Eric Gary had to come on the scene and fight for workers, a battle, fight for workers over the years. It led to the British sending 2 battleships in Grenada for minimal things. I remember a case where the individual was working on the estate, Boulong Estate. Boulong was a term, and the individual got a cut in his hand, and the estate was giving him $300. He was a stubborn, militant individual too. He decided that was not enough. So 1 year and months he home, till the information reached Eric Gary. And Eric Gary sent and called him. And then he said, go home and relax, and Derek Knights is going to take over. You know. Yes, sir, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome. Well, it appears we lost the caller. Yes, caller. All right, it seems that we lost that caller, so the caller come back. And Eric Gary sent Derek Knights. And in the space of a month, the individual got about $6,000. You see, yes, caller, welcome.
Good day, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller.
Yes, I'm saying that as we are approaching in the Lenten period, I am making a plea to our people, to go down in sackcloth and ashes and pray for families, pray for all the people who are hurting this time, and with faith believing, because faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. But with God, all things are possible. But faith without work is dead. And that's why, persons have to advocate for those who cannot advocate for themselves. Yes, and that is why, making that plea to call on the government to look after, pay back the 150 to our less fortunate, that money that they deducted is a clarion call in engaging. Because faith without work is dead. So we cannot just sit down and don't speak out on the behalf of our people, the weaker ones. As Paul in the epistles say, we have to look after the weaker ones. So regardless to what, it's not that you're against but the government or what, but we have to advocate and educate them and stand for our people. Might be problems that the community don't have water. People are seeing trouble to get water. As advocate, we have to call on the authorities to bring water to the community, bring hope. Address the issues, especially the lowest strata of our people in the society. And we all have to continue on that noble path and look after our people, stand up with them. And I continue to ask God to take hold of you, Mr. Pierre, and continue with that program, because we must advocate for our people, especially the less fortunate. When you see the unemployment situation rising and you see all the destitution that is taking place, we had to call for hope. And then I call on my people. Let's join hearts and hearts in this time. Pray for families, pray for those who are hurting, and pray to ensure that we have the right government in place to take care of all of our citizens. Thank you, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, scholar, that is important. And I believe one of the biggest challenge that we have in Grenada, because our intelligentsia abscond, our intelligentsia abandon us. Some of the issues we have to discuss, some of the challenges we have here, we should not have it. The problem we have with NIS, in the manner in which they treat individuals. Now, that should not be happening. We shouldn't have the problem with government removing $150 from the pay, from the money that the elderly people are getting. That we shouldn't have that problem. The government promised, the government pledged, the government advocated to give them $650. The government quoted World Health Organization, the reference issue, they lambast the previous government, and then as soon as the government get the opportunity, they double back. I mean, how that could be? And you still have people who have bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD supporting that. You have people who cannot advance any justification, any arguments, any rationale for such evil practice against the marginalized, the most helpless of our society. How could you support that? It is not that the government have a financial problem. The government don't have a financial problem. The government claim that the last budget they presented, the budget for the 2023 period. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller.
Mr. Pierre, and the Bible said, righteousness exalts a nation. Sin is a reproach to every man. Right? That's the word of God. And Mr. Pierre, you know, the way things are going, like, yeah, some people call themselves Christian. Like, the injustice that is done to the poor class of people, you find like it's against the conscience to pray for the people to receive what is due unto them, what is due unto them, because deciding with injustice that is done to the senior people and the people that need that money to help them life better. So if they're against it, if they say me that, they go tell themselves they will not pray. Because I want to also remind them, for the word of God also said, God said in His word, when I was naked, you did not clothe me. When I was hungry, you did not give me anything to eat. When I was thirsty, you did not give me anything to drink. When I was in prison, you did not visit me. And they asked him, said, Christ, when was that? I said to them, whatsoever you did unto the least, you did unto me. You did unto me. So that is the purpose of Christianity, is to reach out and to help the needy, help those that are in need. Because, Mr. Pierre, there's something in life. The comments God said to love He alone and to love your neighbor as you love yourself. And if you say you love God and you don't love your neighbor, you love your neighbor if you love your neighbor as you love yourself, that disqualifies you from loving God. Because you have to reach out and help people in need. And that's our purpose. That's why God created us. Not only take care of ourselves, take care of those that is well off. Your purpose is to take care of everyone, that their life will be better. I can understand how, we say we're in a Christian country. And when people say we are Christian, we feel happy, rejoicing of when this thing happen to people that need, people that need the life, which you could help a brother, and then you say to them, well, whatsoever happened to them, they bridge upon themselves. So I don't mean anybody want to be in a position. Because sometimes things happen because it wasn't in your life, going to school in life. You might be the first in one of children. And then something happen that you have to leave school to take care of a certain situation in the home. Right? And then you don't get a proper education. That's what many different reasons why someone didn't achieve in life. You understand? But then when people say, well, they could have saved. When you have price of things going up every day, you have money in the credit union, and then you take it out, you want to put it back. Well, can't put it back. We cannot have it. Because everybody, majority people in the grade right now who are higher class of people, they live up the mean from paycheck to paycheck. So I don't. If people have and they're going to save, They had the best effort to they were to save. But as price of things go up, whatever you have to think you have to, because you can't have money in your bank and staying hungry, you want to take it out. You have intention of putting it back, but you can't put it back. Right? And so then with that now, a government come in, the government have to help the poor people. You have to help. Don't help those who help themselves. Those who have, they should help those who don't have. That is our duty, and that's the purpose of why we are ought to help one another, not to derive from the poor to enlarge it. So
Yes,
simply have a president.
See, what is sad, when the government came in, they didn't tell the people they should help themselves. They promised the people. That is what is deceiving. That is why I say the Prime Minister is a fake. He never tell people, you should have rich, you should have money, you should have able to pay your bills. He never did that. Yes, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, just want to make one request here. To we as callers, I would like that we as callers use our discretion in when we call in to voice our views and opinion. There are other people who would like to have a chance to give their views and opinion to. I think sometimes we as callers will take up too much time because it's just a 1 hour program. So callers, please use your discretion, make your point and give room for somebody else to get in. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, caller. So you can give us a call. The number to call is 442-0175 and punch. You know, as the caller said, we have 1 hour, so you call and punch. One of the issues is all political parties in a democracy. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre?
Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, brother. You good?
Yes, man, great, man.
Let me tell you something. I want you to stop lying on Deacon Mitchell there. Deacon Mitchell never promised nobody just $100. You're lying, Mr. Pierre. He never promised nobody that. Mr. Pierre, there's a big lie you perpetrating on the man there. Huh? Mr. Pierre, these people and them, they're getting $400. They don't work for that. They squander their life, they drink rum. I know two fellas up by me up there now. They're getting their $200, and what is it? They're going to drink rum in the home shop. I cannot think that's this kind of nonsense they're doing. I prefer they take back that money from them. You give them people the money, they're going to drink rum, how can I stupidness in the shop? You come and tell me this and tell me that. Mr. Pierre, you have a good day.
Thank you, caller. Caller, we continue to play those tapes from Deacon Mitchell. And some people say we play the tapes too much. But I'll have to encourage you to listen to us on Friday. And I will, because I don't play tapes. I only speak when he reach the ground. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, you should have cut up that man long on the phone.
No, it's good to hear him because...
No, you should have taken him out because he meant talking stupidness. Hey.
Yeah, you see, there are some Grenadians who still can't believe, they can't comprehend that Deacon Mitchell said this thing. Deacon say a lot of things. This is why I call him a fake. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller.
The same time I pick up my phone, somebody calling. The same thing I calling you to tell you. A man now call and say, let somebody get the opportunity to tax. You letting somebody they tax stupidness. Huh? And you right now you don't letting the program go how you have to go. You letting a man take up his time to tax stupidness give you and saying Dick and don't say the amount of things he can say what he say what he go do and up to now he can't start. He don't start, he don't end. And you still have a man attacking that stupidness. If the people get their money and they drink from, that's what he doing. He don't come and tell you what the people doing. Because that's what he doing. So you want to come and tell you what the people do because you know that's what he doing. Have a blessed day, Mr.
Yes, thank you, caller. You see, we have to have some tolerance in this country, you know, and this is why I repeat these things so much. You know. This is why you're going to come and hear me say on the radio, Maurice Bishop lock up 3,000 Grenadians. And people can't believe that. A number of people in the diaspora been taking issue with me. And I say to them, ask Mr. Tillman Thomas. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre,
I'm very annoyed too. I do support the last three colors, what call. Why do you entertain this man?
Because
this man always have negativity to say about
color by doing that. One of the deacon may come and acknowledge that he said that and apologize.
I agree with you, but at the same time, these are the die hard NDC. They don't care. If they could open the ocean and flood Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, they'll be happy with that. Once they could swim and hold on to a branch. They care about themselves, not about the poor Grenadian who is crying. When you hear old people crying, young people crying, children crying, they haven't got no money to go to school. It's a cry for help. Where the people listening to that? So why did this man always coming on here another man and defending the government of the day? We don't want to defend them. They're doing something wrong. If it was Kit Mitchell, you'd hear the whole of Grenada coming down on him. They'll be lambasting Kit Mitchell. You won't know what to do. But this thing is going on. It's lying to the people. You have the tape to prove it. He's lying to everything. I listened to some of his campaign meetings. I think he was saying, lie. And the people, they fall for it. It shows how ignorant we Grenadian people are. We like fowl. We see pearls, we think it's swarm. We see bees, we think it's pearls. And we go in and swallow it. We're swallowing everything what they say. We don't want him on the program. Let him stay away. Let him stay away and tell him to leave you alone. Tell him to leave you alone because the NMPI is coming for him.
But it's also important to hear both sides. I encourage people to listen to other people on program too. And when I speak, I really want to speak the truth. Sometimes you might make mistake. I invite people to correct me. And I hope and pray that Dick Mitchell would come, the Prime Minister of Grenada, would say, yes, I promised that, but I did promise that. And we have to continue to repeat these things. You see, somewhere in 1962 away, the GNP said they campaigned on a policy, their campaign policy was unitary state. At that time, Gary was saying, let the 8 countries in the OECS go for independence together. They said, no damn little 8 unitary state. And they promised Grenadian that they will get the same pay like Trinidad. And Grenadian vote for them. And they never got the same thing. Remember, in 1990, the government fired the workers on the estate. And they cut social program. In 2008, the government promised to give the Imani $1,000. And they tell them we would not fire you. They fired Imani. They never give them the $2,000. And they fired 5 women from the seed program. In all other communities, people were fired. And I'm not counting men. But 5 women, the women never used to drink rum. As far as I know, 3 of them did not have inside toilet. 1 of them was blind, and 1 had 14 children. Only 1 went in secondary school. But they fired them. You know, so it is something the National Democratic Congress always do. And I believe the time has come for some moderate members of the NDC should start to examine themselves and find out if it's a virus that invade their DNA to cause them to be so insensitive to the cries of the people. But I see this thing spreading. Look at what NIS is doing to the workers. The Minister of Agriculture, although the police said that pre-deal larceny is 3% of the crime in Grenada, it was going down. The Minister of Agriculture said they are lunatics and idiots. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Listen to me. You talking about Dick Mitchell line. Dick Mitchell line. Dick Mitchell lied to the people of Grenada. He tell us that he find island because he find island in Grenada.
Caller. You could always verify the truth when I speak. When I speak, I encourage you to verify the truth. And that's one of the reasons we play the tape. We playing Deacon tape over and over. And I tell you, I could send you those tape. And Deacon Mitchell went to Tobago. And he said it is not transformation. He said we campaign on a pillar of transformation, but it is not so much transformation as restorative justice. The National Democratic Congress is using word as detoxification. Caller, what you're doing is to encourage hate in this country. The government is victimizing people. The government set up a ministry for political victimization. We have to be careful with this thing. It could bounce back, you know. This behavior you see that Deacon doing, Deacon snub a financial institution. If you have to discuss extension of money that was assigned to you for a project, that happens all the time. You want to send your best representation to defend why the time should be extended. Deacon snub the people. He sent low-rank people. Deacon was very dismissive of the IMF. Caller, if we don't check ourselves, we're going to cause irreparable damage to the economy. The Minister of Labor and the Attorney General that said that, caller, we're going to cause serious or irreparable damage to the economy. Look at what Deacon did. He went to the United Nations and he practically chastised the world for the way they're treating Haitian. And a few days after, the Haitian destination was Grenada. The Haitian destination was Grenada. Their final destination was Grenada. Deacon said they can land. The whole Caribbean saw this thing so embarrassing. It was embarrassing for Grenada. Because Haiti holds Grenada with a special esteem because of Henry Christophe. He was a Grenadian. He used to live in St. Andrews, on the road going up to Maribo, on the left-hand side, Sans Souci Estate. And one of the big important structures in Haiti is called by that name. So all Haitians that go to school knows that. Now look at the manner in which Deacon say there is no need for a parallel public service. That was the exact words coming from Cornwall. But it's the same policy of Deacon. And immediately, he fired the workers. Look at the manner in which this other gentleman who is ill-disciplined, erratic, bad behavior, out of control in Carriacou, how he's getting on. Tevin Andrew, I think it's Tevin. Totally out of control. He becoming an embarrassment. Look at the manner in which he is getting on. Now, if we don't acknowledge these things, everybody in Grenada will be affected. The people who shut them out now, when we have to go back to the International Monetary Fund, they would tax pension. They would drop the minimum threshold on taxation from $3,000 up to $1,200. We will be in a worse off position. Remember, in 2008, the National Democratic Congress was selling assets as if they're on drugs. Yes, welcome.
Mr. Pierre?
Yes, caller, welcome.
You think about saying that. Let me tell you something. Keep Mitchell government tell the NLB asset to pay salary. Last year they do that. They said the NLB asset, the party in Greenville Bay, to pay salary and pay workers. So I don't know, pay farmers. So I don't know what you're talking about. This government, they destroy the NLB, kill it, they bring it to the ground. I kind of, they can't, let me tell you something, brother. Peter David can run a selfish shop, try to run the NNIB, and he kill it. He and Kit Mitchell. They take all the money in it and they pocket it. I want to ask them
Caller,
bring back the money from
Caller.
Hey.
You know they sue people for saying things. So you see, I can't. Caller, listen to me. I don't want to cut you off. Listen to me. There are certain things you can't see on the radio if you don't have the proof.
Well,
caller, listen to me, caller. Caller, you're not listening. You have to listen to me. If you want to, if I knew in the rum shop, I'll let you say that. But if you're going to accuse John Galt of stealing, it's serious issue you have to show. You see, when I take on Deacon, that is why I could come on radio and say Deacon is a fake. Deacon play jab. Deacon don't juke. He don't whine. He don't raise a hand. He don't tweet a muscle. You ever see somebody in the middle playing jab that doing that? He went there for photo ops. That's cultural parasitism. And I asked him, when I heard he play jab, I was glad. Because I've always been campaigning for the people who play jab to discontinue the practice of using oil oil. So I was happy that a man of his stature play jab. I said, God, the jab, go listen to him. They don't listen to me. Yes, caller, welcome. Caller, we lost you. So I call on him. A number of his acolytes and social media warriors took me on. Yes, caller, welcome.
Afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller.
Be a patient with this caller. He always calling and we just keep at it. Well, who without seeing tend to cast the first stone.
Well, you don't have any proof for what he's saying. That's why
They should sue him. They should really sue him.
Yeah, that's why I took. Well, they might sue me too on the station. But I think Dr. Mitchell has set a level of tolerance in Grenada for criticism that is extremely high. And
you have a good day, Mr. Pierre, and continue your lovely program.
Yes, caller.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I think where democracy is concerned, we on a ground now that the National Democratic Congress want to bring back. We will not let them. Dr. Mitchell, Gregory Bowen have set a template for criticism in democracy that is remarkable and extremely high. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hey, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, welcome.
You know, when you speak the truth,
the truth does burn, it does decrepit people's brain.
Right? and I always say in life, if you have children, you have children and you're doing the wrong things, you define the wrong thing that they did. We know what will happen to your children? When they reach in difficulty,
they will spoil.
You spoil them, and you will end up being the scapegoat. Because why? You know what they're doing is wrong. You never try to correct them, but you come here and talk about they never did anything wrong. And I remember a story with a grandmother that she grandchild.
That way she bite all the ears.
She bite all the ears. She bite the child because she say, "Mommy, Grandma, if when people come and tell you things about me, you should believe it. I will never end up in that situation."
But caller, you see what happened? The propaganda machine of the National Democratic Congress was exceptional.
Exactly.
So they believe their own propaganda.
Yeah.
So you're gonna take some time.
Yeah, but you in government now.
But you have to have patience with them because it's gonna take some time.
Right? And this guy, the guy who called in, he had to call me. I know, like if pressure go reach.
No, we don't want.
I don't see for that.
We don't want that to happen to him.
No,
all we want him is to understand the truth.
I understand the truth. Yeah. And you have to come and say things. I talk about the aisle, I talk about them, I'll think.
Yeah, you see, caller, if you remember, the National Democratic Congress in 2008, they claimed that the FBI and Scotland Yard would be done in 8-9 days.
I know.
They set up a forensic expert from Trinidad. They set up a committee, and they was only able to lay charge on one against the members.
Yeah, I mean,
and for nothing.
Mr. Pierre, even you see, you wonder everything if aisle too. Did they find aisle?
You caller, what we have to do is to have patience and remind them of the truth.
They define oil.
Because they're not accustomed with the truth.
Right? So if a man say, like, he go steam fire, things for fire, Grenada don't get the fire. You have to get.
Caller, we have oil in Grenada. Venezuela have oil. Trinidad have oil. Board Island have oil. And Guyana have oil. So it's only a matter of time. Grenada have oil. Right? So there is no question. Yeah, we have another caller. Caller, welcome. Punch.
Yes, Mr.
Yes, go ahead.
The caller has now called. I said earlier on, people must use their discretion. So the caller before him, maybe if he is not arguing with you, a lady now talking with a supporter. You see, you got to control your show. To me, to be honest, it's getting out of hand. Last caller, you come back to say something, but you want to take about the next 5-6 minutes, you were there. Please call us. Let us do it. And Mr. Pierre, you got to take control of your show.
Yes, caller.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we want to hear callers, and we want the caller to make a point and come back and make an next punch. But try to not be too long and be serious with it. And we don't necessarily have to react when we against somebody, because if the person is saying something that is outrageous and not true, I will react to them. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, man.
How are you doing today?
Great, man.
You know what I would like from you?
Go ahead.
I don't no money. Leave a bottle of champagne from inside best in my friend's shop. A bottle of champagne for the time I tell the cocoa for you to pick cocoa and sell it.
Thank you.
A bottle of champagne only.
Thank you.
Mr. Pierre, I'm just joking. So what is your topic today? Because I'm in the land.
I have no specific topic. You could raise any issue you want on the issue. I've always been asking the Minister of Agriculture, why is it he fired 30 people from Grand Bay Estate, and why is it he cancelled the individuals involved in the sauce-up industry?
In the sauce-up?
Yes, you don't know the fire and people involved in sauce-up?
Well, I have some by my house down in
the people that are responsible for controlling the scaly insect disease, they fire all of them. So even if them is green, they don't put back yellow. They don't put nobody, they just fire them over a month now. And they fire the 30-something workers in Grand Bay Estate, and they don't bring back nobody. So I think...
Well, maybe they don't ready to bring back the workers as yet, because Mr. Pierre, now, you have your supermarket.
So you have to come and tell everybody in the world I have a supermarket now.
I
rum shop I have.
A rum shop. Yeah. Now, if this building is on sale now, and I come to buy it, you have your workers on inside there. I cannot buy it with the workers on them. If I care to keep 1 or 2 workers, I keep them. But the rest of them have to be changing. So when you come...
Mr. Manet, you ever see me change workers? You see us add workers?
No, Mr. Pierre, I didn't tell you that you're changing workers.
Right, okay.
When your convention coming up...
what is your reaction? When my convention coming up?
I mean your party convention, the Kid Mitchell convention.
Culture, man.
No, yesterday we had it nice. Let we have it nice today.
Okay, culture, man.
I just asked a simple question. When is the convention? Because it was last year, they put it off. They say the NDC could not find a leader.
Okay, I'm going to speak about... Culture, man. I'm going to speak about the convention. Okay.
All right.
That is one of the challenges we have. You see, we have some serious issue in the country, and some even people want to sidetrack the talk. Cultureman is a farmer, 30 workers, the Minister of Agriculture fired from Grand Bay Estate. The Minister of Agriculture sabotaging the source of the tree. Talking about convention. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller.
Tell Cultureman we have a leader. And if the convention hurting them, call their own force.
No, but it's nothing. You see, it's just discussion and.
Yeah, discussion, but I found the outer order too many times. Convention. Tell them when God come, I hope they want to get a good convention.
Yes, thank you. It's just a little distraction that we must accept with a little humor. We have the biggest issue in Grenada now, I believe, is one, the issue, the attitude of the Prime Minister towards Haiti. Also the firing of the 30 workers in Grand Bay Estate. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre.
Yes,
you know, talking to Culture Man, and you ask him one question. What's about the 30 plus people that they fire in Grand Bay Estate? He is going around the bushes with you and coming back now and ask you what the convention. Why we stop like that?
Yeah, he cannot answer. You see, caller, the truth is a difficult thing.
Oh my God, I don't know. I'm amazed with some of us on the station. Anyway, Mr. Pierre, I think I've been there once, twice. So you go ahead.
Thank you. You see, normally the truth is difficult. It's difficult for some people to accept the truth. The National Democratic Congress had a very good propaganda machine. And they believe it. It was propaganda, but they consume it. When I hear issues on social media, what some of them are saying on social media, I couldn't believe. We have 30 workers from Grand Bay Estate. These people are unemployed. We have the road wardens. These are people are unemployed. You have the women of Karakou. You have the women in Pause. You have the caregivers. Over 1,000 Grenadians have been fired. The Prime Minister of Grenada was very dismissive of the workers that were involved in schools. I think this is the faith-based workers, or what you call them, the grouping. He fired them. He was very dismissive of them. He didn't even pay them for the month. These people are home. The Minister of Agriculture said the people that involved in Pridia Lassini is lunatics and idiots. You have NIS in Grenada that is taking advantage on people in the lower income group, particularly the people in the informal sector in agriculture, fishing, etc. You have the trade union have 2 representatives on NIS, and they would not seek these people's interest. You have a government that removed $150 from the elderly, the physically challenged, and the disadvantaged children. Although the government promised to make it to $650, and in 2008, the government promised to make it $450. These are issues that I'm not going away from. You could twist it, you could turn it, you could ask me all kind of questions. These issues are important. You can't sidetrack me. If Mr. Exeter say, the boy shake the truth out of him, Mr. Nyko said, tie it back on him. So we have to learn to accept the truth. And Dick Mitchell, as the Prime Minister of Grenada, have to prepare to accept the truth. He cannot continue to speak with forked tongue and believe you could intimidate people on the media. The Prime Minister, the ex-Prime Minister, Dr. Kitchen, Gregory Bowen, Peter David, the sister from Karakou, she is now a magistrate, Emmeline Pierre, Miss Modeste, Oliver Joseph, Mr. Steele, these people set a very high standard in Grenada for accepting criticism and interacting with the press. And Deacon is nowhere near that standard yet. You have to interact with the press. You cannot tell us information would be on need-to-know basis and expect us to accept that. And you social media warriors and the individuals who like NDC, the politicos, prepare to face the truth. Otherwise, we go plant it on you, and the truth going to burn you. Culture man, you must face the truth. The truth going to scatter all over your head. You have to face the truth. You have to face the truth that Dick Mitchell lied to the workers. I don't angry if he lied for police. Police have a suspicious mind. I don't angry if he lied for teachers, but he lied for the marginalized workers, workers on contract. He said to them, we're going to make you permanent. And Dick Mitchell go fight for you. And he deceived them. He tell lies for them. And then he fired them. and they're home and they don't have a job, and members of the National Democratic Congress is enjoying it, to see them disadvantaged. I will be back with you tomorrow again between 12 and 1. And Culture Man, you could call me again and ask me the same question. And for the answer to give me for Maryville and Granby Estate. Thank you very much.